All right. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to go on DPR's website and apply for a license, look at study guide materials, that kind of thing. So if you go to, I just usually search CA space DPR, and it'll come up with California Department of Pesticide Regulation Home, and then this licensing deal right here. So click on licensing. And if you're looking for getting a license for like what I do, that's a QAL, qualified applicator license. That would be right here. You can go on here. You can look up anybody who's licensed in the state, whether it's a business or a person. You can view those valid licenses here. So if you have somebody doing work at your site and you want to see if their license is valid, you can do it right there. Here's the individual licenses and certificates. So for again, for a qualified applicator license, you would go right here, click QAL, and it gives you this PDF that you can download right here for the complete application packet. It's pretty long. There's also the study materials PDF here that lists all the different books and web resources and that kind of thing that you can find to study. Some of them are free websites, and some are books that you need to buy or order from, like the UC, University of California system. So category descriptions, this is one I wanted to show you today. So I talked previously about the different types of licenses that come from California DPR. But you can see up here, this is State of California Department of Pesticide Regulation, QAL license categories. So I'm gonna blow this up just a little bit for my old eyes. Okay, so this is, again, like I said before, this is for hire. So if your QALs are people who are doing the work for hire. Now, if you work at a facility, if you're an employee of a facility, you can still use a QAL. QAL is better than a QAC. But if you're just an employee and you only want to take the easier of the two tests, you can do the QAC. But anyway, on here, residential, industrial, and institutional is category A. Okay, this category allows you to apply or supervise the application of restricted and general use pesticides, substances, methods, or devices to control pests in residential areas and around households and immediate environments. Okay, this is very misleading. So like, you can't do for hire residential pest control with this license, even though that's what the words say. That in the state of California is a structural pest control use. However, if it's your own house, you can do it all day long with or without a QAL. Anyway, this is a holdover, just a little history for some of us that I can tell you because I'm an old guy. Back in the day, this was the only licensing entity in the state, and back then you would get this license with this category to do structural pest control for houses, etc. And they never edited this and cleaned it up. So it appears that you can do that. However, you cannot, and they will not allow you to from an enforcement perspective. Anyway, you'll notice here, this is one of the mainstays of my business, which is stored product pest commodity fumigations on tree nuts is what we do. So you can see here, stored or post-harvest commodity fumigations at facilities or on trucks, vans, or rail cars. So that's like what my company spends most of its time doing, mostly for export, but a lot of post-harvest fumigations at tree nut facilities. Another one that's gray area down here at the bottom, it says bird control on structures when birds are damaging ornamental and turf plantings adjacent to structure. Okay, so that's a tricky one because bird control is a structural pest control category as well. Depends on like what you're doing. So you got to be careful on that one. And then, anyway, so you can see that that's category A. Scrolling down, if you're doing landscape maintenance, that's category B. So that's more, plants and that kind of thing. Landscaped areas, right of way, like the sides of roads or highways, that kind of thing. Plant agriculture, again, so it's category D. So that's production food. So this is what the pesticide applicators in production ag do. So if you're doing orchards or row crops and that kind of thing. Forest is category E. Aquatic is category F. Regulatory, we do if you're a government agency, then you would get the category G. They have seed treatment, animal agriculture, demonstration. Anyway, you can see here that they got them all listed right here on this page. So whatever you want to do, you can figure out which category it goes into. Okay, and then you can apply for the proper thing when you go back. I'm going to click back now to the license packet. So this is really long and lengthy. It has all those same categories. This is the list of them. It's a much shorter list, but it doesn't tell you what they do. And then I'm going to go just scroll down here real quick on the application. When you fill out which, you can apply for which categories here that you want, those license categories. I'll also just talk real quick about, no, I'm not.